This is a 400k VC pack opening. I don't have any legendary players yet, so I'm opening up the legendary VIP packs. But I want to talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers in real life. They've been making a lot of moves this season, and I just think it's interesting that the league is willing to trade with them. It's a completely different climate from when LeBron James was on the Miami Heat. Nobody would trade with the Heat. They wouldn't dare make some of these deals. So let's talk about this. First up is the Dion Waiters trade. They get rid of Dion Waiters, they get J.R. Smith and Shumpert. This is a good deal for the Cavs because they traded away a player, but they didn't really get rid of him. Because J.R. Smith, he's kind of like Dion Waiters. He's a wild card player. He's got the talent, he's got the skills, but sometimes he makes new moves. But the thing is that he's going to come off the bench and accept that role. He's not going to have a problem with that because he's been doing that his entire career. He's even won the Sixth Man of the Year award, and that's what the Cavs need. They just need somebody coming in off the bench to score some points. But the best part of the deal is Shumpert, because they desperately needed a defensive player at the shooting guard position. I watched a lot of the Cavs games early on in the season, and they started Shawn Marion at shooting guard some games. That's terrible. Shawn Marion is not a shooting guard, but they were so desperate for defense that they had to put him there. And now they got Shumpert, they don't have to worry about that. So I think this first deal is a success because even though Dion Waiters, some people say he's a good player, some people say he isn't, but you're getting 2 for 1. I think 2 players for 1 is definitely better in this situation. Now, the big deal is the one they just completed today, trading some draft picks for Timothy Mozgov. A lot of people say the reason why the Miami Heat couldn't make any trades when they had LeBron is because they didn't have any pieces. But draft picks are not pieces. Any team in the league can trade some draft picks to get somebody like this. That would never happen for the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat needed a center badly. They never had a center. They were starting Joel Anthony, a 6'9" guy at center. Yeah, he hustled, he could block some shots sometimes, but he was so undersized. He wasn't good scoring around the rim, but the Heat had no choice. They had no center. So they had to get him, and in 4 years, it was like the entire league was blocking the Heat from acquiring any kind of big man. It didn't matter who it was. Chris Kaman, Prisbilla. Anytime there was a big body on somebody's team and there was a rumor that the Heat were gonna get him, it was like all the teams in the league said, nope, the Heat are not allowed to get a big man. We're gonna go grab that guy. Even when Greg Oden was attempting another comeback from injury, and this is a guy that's been injured his entire career, a huge risk. Even Greg Oden was getting interest from other teams because other teams didn't want to take the gamble. They didn't want Miami to get that big that turns out to play big for them. And it was funny. It got so bad that the Heat just gave up on getting a center. They just changed their entire play style. They just said, you know what? We're just going to have to play without a center and win that way because we can't acquire a center any other way. And that's why, to me, it's so funny to see the Cavs get this guy. This is a 7'1" shot blocker that can rebound. This guy is good. And they're going to get him for a couple of draft picks. The Miami Heat would have loved to be able to get a center like that just to give away a couple of draft picks. So it's really interesting to see the climate in the league change so drastically. All the teams are willing to deal with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they're an organization that's going to make a lot of trades. Even before, when LeBron was on the Cavs, before he went to the Heat, they were making moves every season. They brought in Mo Williams. One year they even brought in Shaq. They were constantly mixing up that team, and they're already doing that now because as soon as LeBron signed that contract, they made the trade for Kevin Love. All the holes that they have as a team, it seems like they're going to be able to fill in those holes with trades because the league is not afraid to trade with them. What does that say about the way all the other teams view the Cavaliers? Let me know what you think about this in the comments section below. And this isn't the first time a center has been traded for a draft pick. Omer Asik from the Rockets, he got traded to the Pelicans for a draft pick. But you know that if that was the Miami Heat, they would never make that deal. But yet, to other teams, they're willing to do it.